In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
Orally, and you can trust that Botan CBD is the highest quality CBD oil on the market. They are a pharmaceutical-grade organic CBD, small batch, and handcrafted for you. Head on over to botancbd.com and use the code Jimmy at checkout for 15% off your first order. Live life well. Botan CBD.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live, and we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website, and if you've never engaged in the content on Jimmy Rants, welcome. Here's how the show works. We start off over on Instagram, and so go follow me on Instagram. I'm at Livin' Low Carb Man. That's LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage in the content live, just like all these people are doing right now. If you missed the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours on Instagram. After 24 hours, it does disappear, so then head on over to YouTube, where you can see all the past episodes of this here show on YouTube. Type in a keyword Jimmy Rants. You will find the show. Finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast that is available on Apple Podcasts as well as Stitcher. So go check out the show there as well. JimmyRants.com is the website. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about some books that are on Amazon. So yesterday I got this email from somebody that showed me a picture of the front cover of a book. And on the front cover, and there's the front cover. On the front cover, I know all this is going to be backwards, but it is what it is. Intermittent Fasting and Ketogenic Diet 2019. So then the subtitle says, The Complete Beginner's Guide to Effective Keto Meal Plans for Women. Lose weight fast, heal your body, learn meal prep, and reset your diet with clarity. The authors, get ready to laugh. The authors are Mark Moore and Jimmy Sisson. There it is. And the ironic thing about this book cover, other than the bottled water, bananas, fruit, grains, there is avocado, chicken breast. Where is the fat? But look at all the fruit. Look at all those carbs. Would never eat that on a ketogenic diet. And yet, they take my name, Jimmy Moore, and Mark Sisson, who wrote the Keto Reset Diet, and they changed our names out. So he becomes Mark Moore, I become Jimmy Sisson. And they promote a book on, this is available right now on Amazon.com for purchase. So what I want to talk about here today are all the ways about how you can spot a bogus keto book. And that is as bogus as they come when it comes to a keto book. And this is so critically important. I'm going to explain why. Okay? So here's what they did. This cover, other than all the crappy food that's on there, this cover has almost every keyword that is popular right now in the world of nutritional health publications. So, intermittent fasting, very popular topic. My book, The Complete Guide to Fasting, is currently in the top 100 of all books on Amazon. Ketogenic, we know how popular ketogenic is right now. And so they put those in the main title. Then they put 2019 to make it look like it's a brand new book. So the subtitle, The Complete Beginner's Guide. So that's taking the Complete Guide to Fasting. That's taking the Beginner's Guide to Ketogenic. There's very popular best-selling books using that. Effective Keto Meal Plans. That's another part of a key phrase that's in a popular selling book for women. So they're trying to reach those people that would put in a keyword search for like ketogenic for women. This book would pop up. Lose weight fast. That's always a popular keyword search for people to do. Heal your body, which is in a lot of the subtitles. Learn meal prep. People are always looking for ways to do that. Reset. So again, it's that keto reset diet that Mark Sisson wrote about. Your diet with clarity. And so if you put in clarity, ketogenic clarity, you'll find this book along with my book, Keto Clarity. This is a blatant hack job. This is a blatantly fraudulent book. And what I want you guys that are really active in this community to do is we got to call out this kind of stuff. And several people, when I posted this on social media, they're like, well, can't you get a lawyer involved and have them remove it? Actually, you can't. And so what you've got to do is you got to put up with this. That's just the sad reality. So the sad reality is you put up with this kind of thing and you really can't do anything about it. Because at the end of the day, they're not really taking anything other than my first name in one name, my last name in another name, and using clarity. I mean, I can't make any claim to this. And of course, I'm with a publisher, Victory Belt Publishing, and they have even tried, and I'm going to show you another picture here in just a minute, that they've tried blatantly. They've taken my book title of my book, Keto Clarity, and they've made whole books using that title. So let me show you these. So this is one, Keto Clarity, Ketogenic Diet for Natural Weight Loss and Living Healthy Lifestyle by So decides to steal my title on this cockamamie book. And what he put on the front cover, it's toasted avocado, salt, chicken breast, beans are on there. That ain't what I would call a ketogenic diet, but they put that on there. And then the one that sells really well, again, my publisher can't do anything about this, is this one. Keto Clarity, Rapid Weight Loss with the Ketogenic Diet. The Simple Ketogenic Diet Cookbook Recipe for Beginners by Dorothy Anderson, whoever that is. Probably some pseudo name. And the unfortunate thing is, they can get away with this. That's my title. I came up with that 6 years ago. And yet they can steal it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Which is why those of us that are in this community have to always, when we're talking to people about keto, talking to them about fasting, we always have to point them to the correct resources. So maybe you've thrown my name out there, and maybe they've heard Mark Sisson's name, and they find this one that has Mark Moore and Jimmy Sisson. Oh, I've heard about that Jimmy Sisson guy. Let me get this book. Not realizing they got the name all wrong. So giving them specific titles to the books that would be helpful would be good. So let's keep looking, because there's a whole lot more examples of this. Here's one that's called Ketogenic Diet, and the subtitle, Complete Beginner's Guide to the Perfect Keto Lifestyle with Meal Prep Tips and a Personalized Meal Plan and a whole lot more by Jimmy Clark Eric Moore. I don't know what the Clark is, but Jimmy is obviously my name, Moore. Eric is probably Eric Westman from Keto Clarity. These are bogus names. And yet people are going to find this stuff on Amazon. I see some of you laughing. We're not done yet. This next one is going to make you blow your lid. This one is hysterical. Intermittent fasting and a ketogenic diet. The complete and easy beginner's guide to lose weight, gain energy, and live healthy with meal plan. Look at the name on there. I know it's backwards. Jimmy Smorin Fung. Jimmy Smorin Fung. Who the heck is that? And yet, that's how they get away. They're using my name as a marketing tool. There was another one that had the Jimmy Smorin Fung on it. Let me see if I can. Oh, here it is. So it's another totally different book. Intermittent Fasting Diet. This book includes intermittent fasting and ketogenic intermittent fasting for women by Jimmy Smorin Fung. Very obviously stealing my name, Jimmy Moore, Dr. Jason Fung's name. And they get away with this, guys. There is literally nothing we can do. And I say it in that many words, there's nothing we can do to have that removed. What we could do is write 1-star reviews on these books and call them out as the frauds that they are. And you could let Amazon know, hey, what is this? And no, in case you're wondering, I have not purchased any of these books to see what's on the inside. If they're skeevy enough to steal my name and my title and that kind of thing in order to sell a book, I don't want to know what they put it on the inside. It really doesn't matter what they put on the inside. It's fraudulent. And yet people are getting suckered every day. Here's a very interesting one. And I think we had a couple like this one. Let me find the other one. Yeah, here it is. So it's 2 different books that have a similar look. So the first one is called Keto Diet, Fight Back with Fat. A ketogenic beginner's guide and high fat, low carb, delicious recipes for weight loss in women and men. Gain clarity, there's my word again. To change your lifestyle includes 28-day plan. Look who the authors are on this one. Maria Fung and Jimmy Vogel. So we got Maria Emmerich, Dr. Jason Fung, Jimmy Moore, and Leanne Vogel's name. All on this one that looks so innocuous. Crazy, huh? Look at this similar looking book. This one's called Intermittent Fasting, Heal Your Body. Beginner's Guide for Men and Women. Achieve weight loss through a new way to diet, including autophagy. So they're throwing autophagy in there. Warrior Diet, OMAD, 1 meal a day, an example workout plan by Jimmy Vogel and Maria Fung. Is that not crazy? So guys, what I'm trying to communicate here, and hopefully it's becoming quite obvious, is there are people out there that are shysters. Gee, imagine that. Who knew? That are trying to take advantage of this message. And those of us that are into this community, when we're sharing about keto and sharing about fasting with other people, we always have to be cognizant that people are going to go on Amazon and they're going to type in these keywords that they're putting into these books. And what we need to do is send them direct links to books. So if you want to give them a link to my book, Keto Clarity, give them the link to Keto Clarity. Don't tell them go look up Keto Clarity, because then they might find one of these bogus books, which has Jimmy Sisson as the author, not realizing they're getting the wrong one. Here's another one. The Ketogenic Diet and Intermittent Fasting for Women, Men, Weight Loss, and Your Favorite Foods, which that subtitle doesn't even make sense. For women, men, weight loss, and your favorite foods. What? Look at the authors on this. Brad Moore and Jimmy Pelon. Brad Pelon wrote a book called Eat, Stop, Eat, which is famous for intermittent fasting. And of course, I wrote a lot of books about keto. So they, again, stole my name to make a book. What else we got here? Oh, this is a funny one here. Keto Diet for Women, Beginner's Guide to Loss Weight Fast. Not lose, to loss weight fast. So that's kind of a clue if the English ain't that gooder. If the English ain't gooder, it's probably not that well. All you need to know about the high-fat, low-carb ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting, ketosis for women, easy to make and delicious recipes. And then it's so funny. 11 easy recipes. Wow, 11 whole recipes in this book. Look at who the authors are. Leanne Moore and Eric Vogel. So you got Leanne Vogel, Jimmy Moore, Eric Westman. Again, they steal my name to sell a book. What else we got? Here's another one. Ketogenic Diet and Intermittent Fasting for Beginners, a complete guide to the keto fasting lifestyle. Gain the weight loss clarity that you need, by Jimmy Clark. Now, I don't know who Clark is, but that's obviously stealing more of my work. And lest you think it's just Jimmy, look at this one I found that has Christine's name on it. The Ketogenic Diet and Intermittent Fasting Secrets, complete guide to the keto fast and Mediterranean clarity lifestyle. Heal the immune system, fight inflammation, OMAD, and meal plans, by Christine Moore. That's my girl. So as you can see, there is a very deliberate attempt, and this always happens with popular stuff, you guys. So this isn't a surprise that it happens. The surprise is that they're so blatant about it. Using my name, some amalgam of my name, using my titles and my books, which are all copyrighted. But what's not forbidden is for them to switch it all up and to make their own versions. So my biggest concern is a keto newbie picks up one of these nonsensical books, okay? Picks it up and they read it and they think that's keto. And then when they don't get good results, they say, well, keto didn't work. That's my biggest concern about it. I'm all about capitalism. If you want to make a buck, it's all good. I'm not going to bemoan that. But what I do bemoan is misleading people using and marketing the branding that somebody else has done. So for me, that's my name, Jimmy Moore. That's also my books like Keto Clarity, Real Food Keto, The Keto Cure. All of those things are books that I've written. And if you're putting those keywords into your title with a bunch of other keywords that are of other popular titles, that's not cool with me. And I think that's what makes those of us in the keto community, that's why we need to be very vigilant about making sure people get pointed to the right resources so they aren't led astray. And it's unfortunate that there really is nothing you can do about it. My publisher is Victor Belt Publishing, and they have a whole legal team, and they've told me, look, there's really nothing they're doing wrong, unfortunately, when they're doing this. Because Amazon doesn't vet out who these authors are. I've never once been contacted by Amazon to verify that I am who I say that I am, and none of these people are either. And maybe that's a change that could happen, where they actually have to have a picture of the person that is the author and to verify their presence online. Maybe that would be a way to cut down on this kind of thing. But until that day happens, there's really nothing you can do about it. So the bottom line in this Jimmy Rants is how to spot a bogus keto book. It's pretty easy. I just showed you a lot of examples of all of the ways that they use keywords, especially because they know people are typing. And that's really all these people have done is they've looked up, what are people using a keyword search? What are they doing? And whatever words pop up as the major keywords, that's what they're putting in the title of their book and the subtitle of their book. Who are the popular authors in that category? They'll take those names, they'll switch first and last names, and they'll make them the authors of those books. And this is critically important, you guys, because of the messaging. Because people will rely on what's being said in these books as the gospel truth. Well, it's about keto. It's kind of like what I've talked about with products before, that everything that calls itself keto as a product ain't necessarily keto. And so we have to be incredibly on point when we're talking about keto and talking about resources. So many of you are very good about sharing about my book, Keto Clarity, and doing it by name. But I just showed you 2 examples of other books that called themselves Keto Clarity. So make sure you give them not just the title, but my name, and even better, a link to Amazon, for example, about how they can get it. So let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. This was just on my heart and mind today, and as I was going through Amazon looking for these, it was pretty easy to find a whole bunch of them. All right, yeah, it's been a busy day. Sorry I'm late today. I had several podcasts this morning that I had to get done, but we're here now. Not going to lie, I'm sad you're going away, says Bridget. I'm not going away till September, though. I'm still here. Life is more than social media. We want you to do what's right for you. You'll come back better than ever. Yeah, I'm still here, guys, for more than 6 months. And then if you missed my announcement yesterday, I am going away for 6 months from September 1 through February 29th of next year. But then that will refresh me and let me come back stronger and better than ever. So, but thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Who is responsible for the covers? So Bridget, yeah, the people that make these bogus books, they're the ones responsible. It's obviously not a real keto book, the one that had the fruit on there. So irritating, says Sherry. Yeah, welcome to my world. Bridget says bananas are the complete opposite of keto. 29 grams of sugar in a banana. You divide that number by 4, that's over 7 teaspoons of sugar. And with the body only having 1 teaspoon of sugar in the entire body, in what universe would that ever be keto? This is so awful, says Jan. I agree. The Jimmy Smorin Fung book, I was so amazed. Yeah, Alberto, me too. Makes me glad I over-research what I choose to read, says Ute. Yeah, sadly, not everybody is like you, though. Not everybody is as vigilant as you to look for the good stuff. But people are being fooled by this, which is why I'm calling them out here today on Jimmy Rants. It's so sad people are trying to cash in on the ketogenic diet. Anita, I'm not surprised, because anything that gets popular always has this kind of thing happen. And so that's why those of us that are heavily involved in this community, we have to make it crystal clear about what the good resources are. And yes, if it takes Jimmy Moore to call them out, to bring attention to this. Somebody said, you shouldn't bring attention. It's going to help them sell books. I'm like, no. I need to bring attention to it so that people that are just casually paying attention realize what a sham these books are. Sad because people who don't know will fall for this. That's right, Nita. That's my heart here. How do they get away with it? I've been telling people about this since I saw your post this morning. Thank you, Mama Ors. They get away with it because there's really nothing legally they're doing wrong. Ethically, incredibly wrong. Legally, really nothing you can do about it. It's just a reality of the publication industry now. We need to find a keto attorney in the group who would help with legal system go after these people. Again, Anita, there's really nothing legally that could be done. Calamity Tam says, why can't Amazon make them prove their identity? I agree. I think that would be something that would be helpful, especially with Kindle books only. It's notorious on Amazon that a lot of the Kindle ebooks that are on there, totally bogus. They just take whatever is popular, slap a picture on the front, slap a title on the front that's an amalgam of all these popular terms, and put somebody's name on there that might be a version like Jimmy Sisson of people that are popular authors, and then they try to pass it off as a new product, and it's God knows what's on the inside of them. Any idea who's really behind this? So Jan, I don't think it's just a who. I think it's a whole bunch of who's. I think it's probably a mix of a lot of things. It's probably people trying to take advantage of the trend and just to bilk people to get money, because it's very easy to sell an ebook on Amazon and all that's profit. So those people charging $4.99 for this keto fasting book, it doesn't take but just a few hundred of those, and they've made some pretty good money. Yes, MP Laughlin says a lot of these have really good star ratings. So the very first one that I showed you has a 4.7 star. It's totally bogus reviews, but that's how they get them. That's how they put it up there, and they get away with this. Oh, wow, it's highly reviewed, just some casual person coming by, and then they get it, and then they're bamboozled. I may have to write some reviews, says Val. Well, yeah. Yeah, if they let you do it. That's the other thing. Amazon recently changed their guidelines that they make it a lot more difficult if you aren't an Amazon verified purchase, which I don't recommend you buy these books just to write them a bad review. But that's part of the challenge here is they aren't making it easy to write a review and call out these bad ones like this. So then the person that releases the book, they give free codes to all these people to go and get the book, their Amazon verified purchase, and then they write their 5-star review, and it looks like it's really popular when it's anything but. Is it legal for them to do that? Sadly, yeah, they can do that ever after. What nerve. It's amazing that they can get away with this blatant thievery, Ashton. So if I could prove that they've stolen content from the inside of my books, which that does happen too, you guys, I've had people, hack so many parts of Keto Clarity and the Complete Guide to Fasting and try to pass it off as their own. Those people we can shut down. But just taking my name and then switching it with another person's name and putting in some of the keywords from my books, really nothing you can do about that, sadly. Which is why we're ranting about it here today. There are subscription scams for recipes. I've seen them doing that too, says Grandma Does Keto. Bullock in 2018, wow, this is pretty low. Stay smart. And that's the sad thing. You guys are smart enough to identify these things. And savvy enough because you've been around the community. Not everybody is that savvy, so unfortunately. Thank you for sharing this, says Hoyd63. I had no idea. It's redonkulous. I agree, it's pretty redonkulous. Amazon has my review fraud. Ask them to show the pictures of the authors, says MP Laughlin. It would be helpful. How can people use fake author names? Oh, it happens all the time, Jan. That happens every single day. And yes, they'll consider it a pseudonym. J.K. Rowling is a pseudonym, by the way. She's one of the most famous authors in the world. Grandma Does Keto, probably from China. They don't give a darn about copyright, trademarks, or patents. Well, they still have to follow the law. And they are, sadly, what they're doing is following the law. From the broken English in some of the titles, it makes you think it's not someone that speaks English. Can't believe you can't press charges. You really can't, Kitty Caddick. Again, if they stole whole sections of my book and threw it into their book, then yes, I could go after that. But I'm not going to take the time to buy all of these ebooks just to see if they stole part of my content. But what I do see is when they call me Jimmy Sisson and Mark Moore, I mean, it can't get any more blatant than that. Can't believe how many there are. Yeah. And this isn't even all of them. This is just the ones that I just quickly got. You guys go on Amazon, just type in Keto and Jimmy or Keto and more. You're going to find a whole bunch of this kind of stuff. It's pretty amazing. No wonder so many people are so misinformed. Exactly. Makes me upset and sad. Amazon has become the eBay for books. So many of these books. Who's the publisher? China Inc. Exactly. Your biggest concern is right on target. And that is the concern, Jan. I don't want innocent people to be led astray. Can you leave a review with Amazon without purchasing? You can, but if you're not an Amazon verified reviewer, in other words, you bought the book, they may delete it. So that's the problem now. And a lot of these people that are the scammers, they know that. That change happened about 4 or 5 months ago. And a lot of these scammers have ramped up making these kind of books, knowing that the only way that somebody could write them a bad review is if they actually spend money. So they get compensated, even though they might get called out later. They get compensated for people to write those bad reviews. So it's a no-win situation. Are these digital or hard copy books? It's both, AZGO. That first one that I showed on this Jimmy Rants actually is both. A lot of these is just digital, but that first one was definitely both, and it had Mark Moore and Jimmy Sisson right there.
Amazon should allow only 1 review per day per person. Those fake people reviewing post more than 10 reviews a day on different products. It's so easy for Amazon to spot. Well, Alberto, easy to spot if that was the only product that they were looking at. The problem is they have hundreds of thousands of products all across it, and I don't think they have the human eyeballs that can actually see that. Now, maybe they could run a robot algorithm that would spot these when it happens, but until that happens, we have to put up with this. I found you by chance, says Josh. What if I found one of these fictional authors instead? And see, that's the real present danger, Josh, that I'm seriously concerned about, which is why I'm doing a Jimmy Rants on this today. I can't believe how many bad people out there. Kind of makes you want to move to your own island, Sharon, you and me both. Facebook sells so many books that are fake. An elderly friend from church had to have her credit card get her money back. Very sad, says Kimberly. Yeah, a lot of scammers out there. Gen X says, wow, I knew there was a lot of bad info out there, but I had no idea how widespread it was. Oh, it's probably much worse than we even know. This is just what we see. Can reporting help? It might. You might say, hey, look, this book by Mark Moore and Jimmy Sisson. Who is Mark Moore? Who is Jimmy Sisson? But I don't know how you would go about reporting that to Amazon. And then even if you did report it, would it get heard? And even if it did get heard, what would they do about it? Because there's nothing, quote, illegal about it. Even though it's very obvious they've stolen my name. They've stolen Mark Sisson's name. And they've made this new book using our names. Maybe it was Jimmy Michaels doing it all. AZGO, that's a great way to end this Jimmy Rants. It was Jimmy Michaels. That's who it was. So, Ever After 85 says fakespot.com automatically checks reviews for you. I'll be sharing this rant with everyone, says Val. Good, please do, because the bottom line in this Jimmy Rants is spotting a bogus keto book is very easy, and I just gave you a whole bunch of examples of it, you guys. So definitely share this far and wide. Share the link to the Jimmy Rants on YouTube. Once I get this video up on YouTube, share it far and wide, because this is too critically important, especially for the newbies out there that might get led astray. That's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, we start off over on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me now at Livin' Low Carb Man. That's LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can actually engage live in the content, just like all these people did here today. Thank you guys for being here. If you missed it on the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. So watch it. Hundreds of you do that every single day. Thank you to my replay followers. You can actually access this on YouTube as well. That's where we put all the past episodes, 200 and something already and counting, on YouTube. Type in a keyword Jimmy Rants. You will find the show. Finally, you can listen to the Jimmy Rants podcast, which has the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form on Apple Podcasts as well as Stitcher. JimmyRants.com is the website. So until next time, we'll see you then.